Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm your host, Respect. Welcome to another episode of Next Generations. I'm doing a little something different, as I'm quite sure y'all seen by the thumbnail. Talk about the three P's: patriarchy, protection of women, privilege. This is footage from CBS8.com, and I just want to know what you all think. So let me know in the comments down below on the social media platforms for the Real Respect Instagram, Next Gen Show Host on Twitter, Next Generation's Facebook page. And let me know what your thoughts are. Please keep it respectful in the comments. And let's see what we have here, and we'll talk about right, wrong, fair, unfair, just, unjust.
The newly released body cam video from the Sheriff's Department.
The woman who was shot and killed has been identified as Yan Lee. You're just going to see a portion of the 45-minute confrontation, and we want to warn you, the images are disturbing.
45-minute confrontation. Jeez Louise.
Inside this Little Italy apartment building, an officer wounded. The woman who stabbed him shot dead.
It's tragic. I mean, you wish that it would have had another outcome. And I can tell you every deputy, every officer in that hallway wished it would have ended up differently.
Newly released body cam video is giving a clearer picture of just what unfolded on March 3rd inside the apartment complex on Beach and State Streets. It started with Sheriff Deputy Jason Bunch attempting to serve an eviction notice to 47-year-old Yan Lee.
Okay, here's a notice to evict. Okay?
What?
It's your notice for... Put the knife down right now or I'm gonna
Lee refuses to put down the knife despite numerous pleas by the deputy.
I am not a fake police officer. Drop the knife.
Deputy Bunch calls for backup, and Lee eventually closes the door. 8 minutes later, a sheriff's department supervisor arrives and tries to convince Lee to cooperate. While deputies were waiting, they say the condo's manager and maintenance worker told them Lee threatened them with a knife while doing work in her apartment the day before. About a half hour later, deputies and police officers enter the apartment. Lee is still holding the knife. That's when beanbags were deployed. Lee charges forward, knife in hand, stabbing the canine handler and prompting officers and deputies to open fire.
Unfortunately.
Okay, hold on, pause. What's the point of having the dog there if you're not going to let the dog go to do the job that you trained the dog to do? And the police handler of the dog gets stabbed by the lady because he's protecting the dog from the lady, when, if I'm not mistaken, he was there at the forefront with the dog to engage with the dog if need be, so they could be able to disarm her because she did not comply with the beanbags, which I don't know what they thought they was going to do with her with the beanbags, short of shooting her in her forehead to knock her unconscious while she was standing in a door jamb. You would think that they would probably tase her instead, but they did. I'm confused. I'm not saying I'm right, because I don't know. I'm not a police officer, but I'm just using logic as best I can to understand this. All right, let's see.
The deputies at that point run out of options.
Retired Police Lieutenant Ray Shea called this a tough situation for everyone involved, saying for most law enforcement, having to shoot someone is a last resort.
They'll rerun that a million times in their head. Is there something I could have done?
The officer who was stabbed was treated for his injuries and is said to be doing okay. If you'd like to see the complete body camera footage, you can go to our website, that's cbs8.com.
Okay, so you can see
CBS8.
So you can see the complete footage on cbs.com. I'm curious to see the comments. So, patriarchy. I'm 45 minutes. And they knew that she had a weapon from the beginning, and it took 45 minutes. So when I see these kind of things, I think about, number one, if it wasn't a woman, and number two, if the person, was of another ethnic background, how would these things play out? And of course, we got different proof of how things play out. So I'm not digging all into that. But what I don't understand a lot of the patriarchy talk when we see these kind of situations to where more than a benefit of the doubt is given, ample amounts of time is given, a lot of patience is given before something bad has happened. And by the way, that's part of the protection of women, is when you get these very dangerous situations and that it's mainly male dominated.
Grandma, stop right there.
Oh, what are you doing?
Hey, we're playing a game. Hey, don't get close to me. Back up. Grandma, back up. What? Grandma? Are you kidding me? Grandma, you just hit that on my... Okay, come on.
That's your warning.
Okay, Grandma, stop. Put that down, okay? I think I learned my lesson. I got my warning.
What do you think you have?
I did. Why'd you do that?
I had to.
Why?
Because
I wasn't going to blast you in there.
you're never going to learn.
I wasn't going to blast you in there. Okay.
You safe?
Oh, nothing.